All right, hi everybody. Another Captain Earth. Hey, you might as well get used to this because every episode review of Captain Earth, I'm going to be like this. I'm gonna be so freaking spazzing out. You get used to it. Get fucking used to it, people. This show is the shit. As simple as that. Bones, once again, you did it. You're doing it. You're doing it again. And I have to say, with the preview of next week's episode, most likely you're going to see a already big time similarity, massive similarity between Star Driver, because the guy Tepe, he reminds me of the guy from Star Driver who was the boy had that robot, the King robot. Yeah, he definitely reminds me of him. Like, he got the same kind of demeanor, you know. But let's talk about this episode. Episode 3. Let me just go and get the whatchamacallit, Star Driver thing. Actually, let me just check something. Because I need a live stream. I was just going to say. Yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, this was a pretty good episode, man. It was just it was crazy. Now oh, that's coming out. They don't say I forgot what the episode was called, unfortunately, but yeah. But anyway, this episode, pretty much what happens in this episode is the beginning part of it. We get introduced to Akira. You know that girl. What's her name's Akira? Akari. Yeah. So Akari, she was basically at a shrine, and she's doing this, praying at the shrine, and she sees the squirrel creature from Hana, and she throws a walnut at it, and it goes into walnut. And we have Daichi's, and he's like locked up, and we find out some interesting things. We got some more in detailed in this episode. The guy, that douche from last week, he's part of this organization called Salty Dog. Yeah, Salty Dog, and he's he's a douche, real big douche, and he basically is saying that he wants to put those things on them again and everything, and Daichi's uncle guy, he says no, that's not happening. No, he basically says from headquarters saying that you're not going to be involved with Globe, and you're not going to be doing this, and then he gets sent back, and Akari, she shows up, and she's like, she's this little funny kind of jokey thing. She's saying, "My parents never see me for 5 years." Yeah, it was pretty funny. And what happens is the director, the honcho, the commander, he basically says that Daichi, Akari, and Tepe and Hana, they're gonna live with him in his house. So they start living. There's a naked scene with her, Hana, and stuff. And we find out that this douche. This is a stupid part where he's using a cup to talk to somebody. I was like, sorry. Yeah, he's talking to this guy. He says, "Oh." He's basically telling this guy on the other line, telling him to keep an eye on Daichi. We don't want him, and so on and so forth. And what ends on happening is, Daichi has a moment with Tepe, and he shows him the rainbow thing. Tepe is obviously not human, based upon this episode. He is not what he seems. So, they have that moment, and what ends on happening is the guilt gangs, they end up attacking again. That other guy. Now, the guy, not the girl, the guy, he is the one who attacked the Earth 9 years ago. So, yeah, that basically went down 9 years ago, and he's attacking again. And stupid douchebag, salty dog, basically says, yeah, he tells Daichi and everything, and Daichi goes out, and he gets kind of pushed around Daichi. Now, what happens is, and by the way, Daichi, the robot, is smaller than the enemies ones. That's what blows me away. And you actually see like this interesting sequence where you actually see the guilt gangs coming out, and basically what it is they teleport. They when they're in that cockpit is like a virtual reality thing. So when their robot comes out, it's actually going through like a wormhole kind of thing, and it just pops up and it goes through it. I was like, yo, that was fucking epic. It was insane. So it comes out. We also have a scene with the commander for the guild gangs, about the secretary and getting odds for the secretary. But comes out and is ready to go in. So Daichi ends up going out with the robot, even though the Earth engine hasn't been repaired, the armor. So he's not very good. So goes out, fights it. He's getting his ass handed to him. He tries to fight back against it, but it doesn't work. Until the very end, we hear Hana. She starts singing, and I was like, oh, that song she's singing? That might be more epic than Star Driver's song that is sung during the... It might be. I don't know, people. It's up there. And basically what happens is, out of nowhere, this other robot shows up. And according to that guy, it's called Albion. He seems so excited. Albion's there. And then all of a sudden, it starts fighting him. And he has this, like, this is the thumbnail I put up. The robot has this, like, sword, energy sword, and he stabs him in his face. I was like, yo. That was awesome. That sequence of fighting. And he just blows him up and goes away. And basically in that robot, and when Daichi looks at it, he's showing the rainbow just like Teppei. So Teppei is inside that robot. Well, the virtual reality. And when we go back, when the fight's over, we find out that wasn't supposed to work. And for some reason it worked now. And the reason being, I believe, from what they were saying was because I think it was because of Hana that it was able to work. And basically Kari's saying, oh, thank God, and basically Teppei says he doesn't believe in God, or he doesn't know God during that scene. And it's kind of sad what he was saying with that. And basically they defeated them, and kind of a sad moment at the end there, and that's basically what happens there. And we get the preview for next week's episode, and apparently what's going to happen is the guilt gangs, they're coming there with like regular, I think they're inside the robot this time, actually inside it, and they're going there to destroy it, to attack them, which I was like, wow. And we have this scene where it's Teppei, and he's outside, and he looks at the robot. This whole setup has got Star Driver written all over it. At least the relationship between, when you think about Daichi and Teppei, that is similar. Very similar to the same kind of story in Star Driver. How you have this one guy and he shows up and he pilots a robot, and you have this other guy and he also pilots a robot. The same kind of deal. But this seems to be a lot better because, unlike in Star Driver, Teppei, he doesn't like. He seemingly, from this episode, you can gather that he isn't human, at least from my point of view, because I mean he has the same, he does the same thing as those guild gangs. Guild gangs. He does the same thing. He goes into cockpit and he just, you know, and just to prove this, I saw the episode. The Earth engine is small when it compares to the Guild Gang robots. It's smaller. And I'm just like, wow. Just wow. But, like I said, for this episode, overall, like I said, 4.5 out of 5. Listen, this show is awesome. Okay? I mean, if you compare the only robot anime that's airing in the seasonal right now that you can compare it to as being okay, it is as though these are the two for the robot is Breakblade. And the thing about Breakblade is that's just a retelling of the in anime form. So, you know, and give credit to Bones, man. These guys know what they're doing. They just know it. They know we're doing this, and everyone's like, wow. Just wow. I mean, I like that. I like that you have these robots that, you know, they're not even they're piloting them, but they're not inside them. That's what blows me away. It's just freaking crazy. But for the preview for next week's episode, I don't think. It's kind of weird. I'm wondering if Teppei's going to go with them. It's kind of strange, but I don't think he is. I think they're going to send them away, the guild gangs. I don't think they're going to attack. You know. But it should be interesting. This is an interesting plot, the way it's going now. I'm really digging it. It's very interesting how you look at the relationship between Teppei and Daichi. Because in Teppei's eyes, he really considers Daichi a really true friend. The friendship's very close. So, yeah. And to Daichi, he wants to keep piloting this robot for his father. That's the whole bit. And, I mean, you couldn't do someone's going to have to train him because, I mean, it's only because of the armor. It wasn't properly refitted. And that was a whole plot to get rid of Daichi, that douche. That stupid, salty dog move. Someone just jump down a flight of stairs or something? Come on, get rid of him. He's a fucking douche. But yeah, that's pretty much it, people. Bankai 922. I mean, it's epic, man. Anyone who's not watching this anime, I have only one thing to say to you. Why? It's freaking amazing. They're fighting robots in space. Robots are fighting in space, man. Now, I'm not going to say this is like Gundam Wing kind of shit, but still, it's epic. And you can't get any more crazier than this. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. So, yeah, Bankai 922. I got Captain Earth up my ass right now because this was just a great episode. Next week's going to be an more amazing episode, which I can't believe that. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later, and Captain Earth, motherfucker. Captain Earth! See you guys later. Peace.